This is a video of the reservoir before it gets flooded. I've got other videos out there on the bridge and the construction of the road and the bridges and stuff. I'll put them in the link in the description for you can click on them if you want. But this is my final drive out through Hudson Hope before they start flooding. This is from the viewpoint. We've already passed the Cache Creek Bridge. Couldn't get any road access to get the drone up, or even good picture of it. But this is from the viewpoint, and when you come to the big bridge, the Halfway River Bridge, it looks like it goes way up in the sky. I don't know what happened there. It's the shadows on the road that make it look like that, but it's nowhere near arched up like that. It was a beautiful day. It was very, very windy. Too windy right at the viewpoint to put the drone up in the air, and I had the big one with me. This here looks like it's going to be a viewpoint or a boat launch when it's done. It looks like a permanent road they've made off the highway down to there. I just took the movie camera or the video phone out and recorded it, but now we're up in the air with a big drone, and the wind didn't bother it too much right there, and I can see it further. You're supposed to be able to see it, fly as far as you can see with the drone, or still see it. And I could get to about where that truck is doing something to the pillars, and then on the way back home I went from the other end up. And this is the first time we've ever driven on the road where it was finished and all the bridges were open. That old bridge looks pretty small now. I don't know how much of a lake will be formed up there, up into the Halfway River. And there we had Roxy. She jumped in front of the camera when I was trying to take a picture. She did it on purpose, the little twerp. Here's another spot I wanted to get the drone up, but you can see by the bush in there, it was just too windy. And I believe this is coming up to the, what do they call that? The Farrell Creek Bridge. It's open and everything, but it's still working on it, doing stuff, building the riverbanks up where the lake shore is going to be. We were going to have a picnic lunch there, but it was just too windy, so we ended up going right into Hudson Hope to the park there and had a picnic lunch. We were just thinking it's probably the first picnic lunch we've ever had. It's just a still shot just before we turned into this park, which is right at the edge of Hudson Hope. I look in the rearview mirror and there's a bear walking across the road, and then we pull in here. There's a deer coming over to see what we're doing.
You can see his ribs up. You can see his ribs. He's right here.
Put the drone up here, fly it around, because Uncle Daryl's house was just up the road a bit.
Don't get run over.
But
go there, get run over.
Couldn't see clear enough to know if I was on his property or what house it was. Turned out it wasn't when I got it home and looked on the computer. This is all in Holland campground and park. We drove all through there, looked around. Never been to Dinosaur Lake, so today was a good day. I've been to the Peace Canyon Dam, which is right there now, but I've never been to the lake. So that was the first time for me, and once again, right along that lake, it was just blowing like crazy. I didn't want to lose the drone. So we just did a quick scan. There's actually quite a few people camping and stuff there. And if it wasn't for the wind, it was a beautiful day. There's the bridge on the highway right there. We're swinging around now on the Peace River going up towards the Peace Canyon Dam. That was opened in 1980. I hardly remember anything about that dam being built. And now we're on our way back home, different places. There's a few things that we just don't know what they're doing there. But I did do some research, and the one thing is a man-made pond with deep channels and pools in it. And it's got something to do with low water in the river, but keeping the fish alive and happy. You'll see it here further. And whatever it is, they spent a lot of money building it. I think there's going to be 3 boat launches along this route too. You can just see it in the distance there if I'd stop spinning the drone around. This here is going to be a park and a boat launch, I believe, from what I read. There's been quite a bit of money on this pool coming up by the island there. It's all rock lined, different colors of rocks, which is usually the indication of where the water level is going to be. And like right here, you can see that they shored it all up. So I presume the lake's going to be about that high right there. I'll be driving up in the winter if the roads are good, just to see how it's filling up once they start filling. I imagine a lot of other people will too. Okay, here's a artificial pool, pond or whatever. Like, it just doesn't make sense. This is a reservoir here all full of water. And you can see it coming up here, how they banked it up beside the new road and everything. Like, I joked around, says they're building a marina in there for boats, but I don't think that's the case. It's something to do with a fish hatchery or fish spawning or something. And here we are on the big bridge, the Hudson Hope, or Halfway River Bridge, heading back to Fort St. John. So I put the drone back up there and flew around. And to me, it's fascinating to see a bridge sit there on dry land, knowing that the water level is going to be up probably to where the bevels are there. On one of my other videos, there's an artist rendition of where the lake will be, and it'll be there. See that black rock? There's gray rock and black rock, and I'm presuming the water level, that's where the estimated water level is going to be, at the bottom of that black rock. And that's the old road where my car is. And anything that's underwater, they had to dig up the old pavement and remove it for pollution, for they didn't. The old road tar and stuff didn't pollute the water. I've done a lot of work for this site, C Dam. And unfortunately, they better start thinking of some other dams, because everybody starts buying these damn electric cars and populations get bigger, they're going to need more power yet. But I'll be taking my gas guzzler to my grave with me. I ain't buying one of them junk boxes.